This session was filmed about a month ago, early at dawn. The route I'll be doing is roughly 11 kilometers. I launch from Putney Town Rowing Club at Chiswick Bridge, head up to Richmond Lock against the tide, which is the blue path on the map, and then turn to ride the tide back home, which is the path in red. I have some overlays on the video where you will be able to observe the average speed going against the tide versus with the tide. A bit of background for context. My name is Christopher, I'm 41, and I did a Learn to Row course 3 years ago and then spent a year with the development squad, mainly in an 8 sweep boat. After that, however, I had to step back from the team environment. With a newborn at home, the rigid schedule of squad training just wasn't realistic. Which is why I shifted to the single scull. It allowed me to fit the training in when family commitments allowed it, rather than the fixed squad schedule. However, as you'll see in this video, the trade-off is I haven't had a coach in the launch next to me correcting me. So I've been reliant on filming sessions like this and spotting and finding things to improve myself. Here, I'm just starting to get warmed up after the first few strokes as I'm approaching Kew Rail Bridge. It's quite the low tide and I run into a stationary double that I haven't decided if it's deep enough to cross in the inner arc, which is where you're supposed to cross if you can. However, as it is acceptable to go in the second arc if the tide is too low and you have a clear sight, that's what I end up doing as the double is not moving. The main focus for this outing was squaring early. So I've tried to correct the bad habit of excessively skimming the water with a blade and squaring at the very last second before the catch. It's a habit that works when you're going at slow rates, but it becomes really difficult as soon as the rate picks up. So I'm trying to prep the blade earlier here, getting it squared while I'm still coming up the slide. Here I'm approaching the second bridge, Kew Stone Bridge, and as you'll see it's quite low tide still, but I do make the call that it's enough to pass, so I'll end up positioning the boat as close as I comfortably can to the wall without touching it and navigate through. Due to the lack of visibility, this bridge you're not actually allowed to pass in the middle arch, going against the tide that is, so had it been too low waters I would have had to turn earlier, but this worked out just fine. As I get more and more warmed up, I feel like the squaring early is actually coming together quite well. However, from looking back at this footage, a bigger issue than just squaring early is probably obvious to a lot of people watching this. So if I look at the path of the blade through the water, it's arcing a lot. So I'm digging way too deep. Instead of driving the boat forward horizontally, I'm wasting energy moving water vertically, pushing the blade down into the water and then up again, which ends up rocking the boat and killing the run. So the big question is, how do I fix this? Well, if it's obvious to you, please do comment in the comment section below. I can't tell 100% for sure from this camera angle, but I do suspect the root cause is probably my body rock. I think I'm probably opening up my back too early after the catch. So my thinking is, if I can nail the sequence of legs, back, then arms, I should be able to keep the blade much flatter. So here I've just made it up to Richmond Lock and spinning to head back. So on the way up we were averaging about 250 to 3 minutes per 500 meters, and now we'll see what kind of pace we're doing on the way back with the tide. And as I'm taking the last few strokes here, that is about going to wrap it for this video. We're back to where we started, and you can see the Chiswick Bridge there in the background. If you like this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button, and thank you for watching.